Yeah, let me check in with chapters 4 to 7 of Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis. So, um, everybody goes to bed, and in the middle of the night, um, Cora, the 20 something college dropout who's lost her job because the side of the building shattered, and when a second comet went by, uh, and left for the day and was fired by her asshole corporate overlords. She, because it's an $8 an hour job, because those are the ones where it's the most strictest and the most harsh and unforgiving. Versus if she'd been a super high manager and had left for the day, it would probably would have been nothing. Um, but but she wakes up in the middle of the night and she hears clinking, like maybe the we're getting robbed, or that the government is doing stuff, or maybe it's aliens. And so she edges out of the room, done quite well. They're her brother sticks his head out, and kind of refused to be told what to do. Olive sticks her head out, gets them to go into the mom's room. She edges over to where the computer is, and the computer has been taken all apart. The screen is still on, and she looks around, and there is a non-human shape in one corner with glowing eyes, and she freaks and she runs into the bedroom, throws the dresser across it. There's only one of their dogs gets in. The other one is still on the outside, barking. And the mother's like, "What the hell's going on?" And she's like, "There's something out there. There's something out there." And then something tries to get in. And then suddenly something just says, "You need to go to sleep." Or it's not even a verbal thing, but it's like basically you need to go to sleep. And then suddenly they are all asleep, and she was waking up, and Olive is the one. I think the dog, the dog, whichever dog it is snuffling. Pug is probably snuffling her face, and Olive is sitting, staring at the small window. That's the only kind of other thing for the room, and they're all slowly kind of waking up. It's like something had an effect on them. She gets out. She checks the rest. She checks the house. There's nobody there. The dog isn't there. She tells her mom, "I'm going to go check and see where the dog is." Also, probably just what the hell's going on. Does find the dog. Finds the dog sniffing a gigantic footprint, like a bird print, but like something that's like 400 pounds or something like that, in weight. The impression that it's left on the ground. And then some black cars go by, and she's like, "Fuck!" It's like the men in black. They're coming, going in the direction of their house. She calls her mother. The mother's like, basically it's like, "Hello," and it's like, and then it's finally like, "Run," and disconnects. So his mother's told her to run. She ends up going into a kind of a marshy field, marshland. Some kind of presence suddenly comes on her again. She is frozen. She is shoved down, pressed down in the mud, so she's immobilized, and something does something to the back of her neck. And when she finally can move again, it's like it's gooey, and it's like she's been fucking tagged or something. She calls her aunt, Lucia, and I'll go with Lucia at the moment. And she's like, "I'm out of town." And it's like this weird kind of really flat. You can tell this is somebody who's either got major PTSD themselves, or is just majorly kind of doesn't have the social skills, or is under high stress, or is in government agent mode of like, I go to my cubicle, I go to my job, and I perform my function as a government official, kind of that sort of thing. There's a weird mix there going on. She's not in town, and she refuses to say where we are, because just in case, and sends Bard, who is a former co-worker of hers, who has absolutely no social skills. They meet up at a Denny's where she gets slightly clean because she's covered in the muck from the marsh. Bard has zero, like no social skills. Like, what happened to you? It's like, she's like, well, I could say I was tugged by aliens, but I'll just go with I fell in the mud. I fell in the mud, and they takes her out of town. It's a place that's kind of, I think they were saying San Antonio, Santa Cruz, that kind of thing, but she's able. They go to this cabin basically it's a cabin in the woods where there's all the coworkers, the surviving coworkers from Lucinda's job as what was supposed to be a government kind of thing of health and safety, which we learn basically they've been studying an alien for 7 years, and Lucinda is, I guess, one of the main people trying to study and not getting anything from this alien. Like, either it can't speak with us or it won't, and it's like there's kind of a strong implication that it just won't respond to us. Indeed, that's what was there was an opening leak of stuff, and it was basically that it won't leak to us. And Cora definitely gets the impression that all of Lucinda's coworkers basically do also suspect her of having passed on information to her father, her brother, Lucinda's brother. Lucinda's brother. She's sort of on the outs with him, but all they have at this point is each other, because a variety of their coworkers have just been picked up by men in black, in black sedans, and disappeared. She's talked about like how a coworker or somebody died by suicide, somebody who had shown no sign of that before, and it's like, is it a coworker or is it like one of these fucking aliens? And she won't say, because basically she has an NDA which is still in force, and it's like, if I tell you anything, I will go to jail for the rest of my life. However, yes, all this information about they've been studying an alien for the last 7 years does slip out. So, maybe the stress of the situation. So that is basically where we're at in the story so far. We do get intercuts with little kind of news things, or more stuff from the father saying like, oh, here's another event, they're going to try and cover it up again, we have to be vigilant, all this sort of stuff, all done with the male narrator voice, which is useful to kind of keep things clear and separated out from the rest of the text. So yeah, that's the chapters 4 to 7 of Axiom's End. I guess we'll go from there. More videos later.